Hello there. Welcome back to the Agostino Zinga show with your host, Agostino Zinga. And this is the Agostino Zinga show, coming at you live and direct from an undisclosed location somewhere in the depths of East London. This is episode number 938 of the Agostino Zinga show, also known as Tazs, You know what the deal is. Apologies for those of you who've been waiting for the live stream. If you listen to this after the fact, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But I was a couple of minutes late. Because I was spending some time listening to a couple new Drake tunes. There's a couple new Drake tunes that just dropped because he's doing his ICEMAN 3 series, right? He's doing his live stream at the moment. If I'm not mistaken. I think it actually might be live right now. So I've picked probably the worst time possible to live stream, but who gives a fuck about all that shit? I just love listening to Drake fucking rap and make music. So there's a couple new tracks that Drake has previewed. The ones I've heard so far, they sound pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, they sound pretty good. I'm gonna play a couple of them so I can give you an idea what they sound like. But the first one I heard is called That's How I Feel, or That's Just How I Feel. It's got 3 beat, no, I think it might have 4 beat switches. Maybe it's got 4 beat switches, but I think this sounds fucking phenomenal. So let me play this for you, right? This is a live reaction to a couple of new songs from the boy, also known as Drake, just released on his new streaming thing that he does called ICEMAN. This is episode 3, I think, and somebody already ripped one of the tunes, and I think it's got like 4 or 3 beat switches in one song. 4 or 3, absolutely crazy. Let's play it because this sounds really fucking good.
Look, beats like this will make me feel like my soul's free. They pay me to speak from the heart, they think that my soul's free. All of them summers are slappers, baby, you owe me. For real. Probably would slow me down if I carried my trophies. Maybe when no one's around, I rap like the old me. I used to put chains on all of the necks of my broskies, my OGs. Yeah.
We don't put chains on our broskies anymore because that's pause, right? We don't put chains on our broskies anymore because that's pause, I'm assuming, right? Right.
And now to remember, I took the chains and I broke free. I wonder how long I'll be at the top if they don't kill me. I wonder how long it'll take them to count out 2,000 million.
Like that?
Yeah. And I made way too much in a week. Must be 250 at least. Like the money just grew off a tree. Like the money just came in illegal. Yeah. What?
I love the new ad-lib he's doing. I love the wow. So hold on. I love that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big fan of that ad-lib. Wow.
That's just how I feel. Yeah. That's just how. And I love when they talking away. They've been talking since 2008. I do tricks with the money and fame. Give it to you, then take it away.
Ooh, imagine that. I don't believe in tricking, by the way. I don't believe in tricking. I'm very, very, very anti-tricking. I am very, very, very anti-tricking. Very, very anti-tricking. The moment I get next to a female, the moment I get next to a woman, the moment I get next to a man, the moment I get to a fucking they-them, and they start fucking, emitting vibes of somebody that wants to count pockets, wants to figure out how much money, like, I'm out. I don't give a fuck. Don't get me wrong. We live in a weird world where, like, most baddies out there, right? I think I've learned it because of you guys educating me and shit, because I'm super naive. But I think most baddies out there have a price. Most baddies have a price, and if you're willing to pay, they're willing to lay. But I think that is the worst type of game. That is the worst type of a combat. That's the worst, basically. I don't think I would take. I could be proud of that. You couldn't even be proud of it. You couldn't brag about it. It couldn't boost your ego. Nothing. There's nothing to gain from that. So I'm not a big fan of tricking. But if you're Drake and you give the money and you take it away, I don't know about that game. I know about people tricking just in general, but I don't know about the game of like giving it and taking it away. That sounds insanely cruel, and that sounds like it will cause so much issues.
That's just how I feel. Yeah. That's just how. And I went bought a whip for my brother. Same body but two different colors. And I might just tell I get another. Small price cause he kept it 100. Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Kiki, she love me. Promise me we don't talk about money. Bitch stepping in whatever country. 18 years when we haven't been rusty. 5 years when you rappers turn dusty. And you whole niggas think you can touch me. Whenever y'all fall out of love me. Yeah. Guess that's how y'all feel. Yeah. Guess that's how y'all. And I really did fuck up the summer. Not the same way I fucked up last summer. Got my wrist going dumber and dumber. Got my chain going dumber and dumber. For real. Yeah. And I made way too much in a week. Must be 250 at least. Like the money just grew off a tree. Like the money just came in illegal. Yeah.
I like that he's filming these. I like that he's filming some of these music videos in the cities that he's on tour at, but in the super early in the morning when no one's up, basically, especially in places in Europe. Most places in Europe, everything shuts after like 10 anyway, or 11. So if you go out at 1 a.m, no one's going to be out, especially during the week or something. So he's fine. I think there was a video of Drake actually, I think it was in Belgium, just walking down the street, which must have been nice because Drake probably never gets to walk down the street. So there's a video of Drake in Belgium, I think it's in Belgium or somewhere in Europe, during his tour, leaves his fucking, hotel, or whatever. He just starts walking down the street, filming himself. Obviously there's no one on the streets. And also, celebrity is weird, isn't it? Because you don't really expect to see people in certain places. So if you saw Drake walking down your street somewhere, it wouldn't clock that it was him, so he could get away with like just living his life type of thing. But it's nice to see that he's filming these videos in these locations, because it gives the videos a bit of a real feel. Instead of it being on set, he's actually driving in fucking local areas and shit. I kind of like it, I'm not gonna lie.
What? That's just how I feel. Yeah. That's
Beat
just
switch.
how I feel. Yeah. Yeah. That's just how. Can't come put me to sleep. I swear Baba what I young weak. Cause the words we be saying are deep. But the truth is I'm not always free for real. Yeah. Yeah. That's just how. When I come back from tour this fall, will you really say it for me? You just text me like we. We in Paris like 200 deep for.
You just take me like we. Hey, bars. Bars.
For real, yeah. Yeah. MRI machine scanning my knee. Like how long you been running the streets for real, yeah. Yeah. And my broski just read it his headline out here fucking the same host as me for real.
Now my broski just reading his hairline. Now he's fucking the same host as me. Yo. Ba, 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 ba.
Oh yeah. That's just how I feel. Yeah. That's just how. And I love when they talking away. They've been talking since 2008. I do tricks with the money and fame. Give it to you and take it away for real. Yeah. That's just how I feel. Yeah. That's just how. And I went bought a whip with my brother. Same body but two different colors. Yeah. Yeah. That's just how I feel.
Oh, that's hard. I like that. I really like that. I didn't count the beat switches. I think there's probably 3. But I love it when he does that shit, man. That was smooth. That was fucking smooth. Knowing Drake, this probably might not be an album cut, Knowing Drake, that might not be an album cut. That might just be a one away, just throws out there for the love of the game. But I'm really curious to see what that album sounds like. I'm really curious to see what type of energy he's bringing. Will it be an album where he's licking his wounds, he's pissed off, he's angry at the fucking, how the beef went down, how he lost, and how everyone's trying to come against him according to him, and blah, 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 how he's misunderstood because of the lawsuit? Or is he just going to just act like it never happened and just pick up where he left off with the previous album with fucking, what's his fucking face? The Party Next Door. I wonder what we're going to get. To be fair, it won't be like Party Next Door's album, because that album was obviously Some Sexy Songs for You was more geared towards the ladies, whereas this ICEMAN, especially with the title, you'd imagine he's going to be spitting some absolute grease on there, as Skepta would say. So I'm really looking forward to it. Kuruku actually has a couple more clips I want to check out here to give us an idea on what else was sung there. So That's How I Feel. I've already checked that out, right? I Wonder How Long on the Top Until They Don't Kill Me. They want to see me go. This is a new freestyle. What's this one about? Is this what we listened to already?
You don't really want to know. You got 2 eyes. You can see how shit go. You could tell the shit come with highs and the lows.
Oh, I don't mind this actually. I kind of like this. Him just rapping in the car, and the fucking camera microphone just picking it up and shit. I don't mind this actually. You don't really hear ever Drake do this ever, or any big artist really. No one ever does this really, unless they're getting paid to do it on a radio station. No one actually raps like this anymore. So this is quite cool to hear.
Hair's getting poached.
Oh, freestyle. So well, it's not really a freestyle. The term freestyle also is, you know, is it a freestyle? When I was kind of getting into hip hop, a freestyle was what you spat off the dome. You know, that was what you just came up with it in the moment. But now there's a freestyle means any verse that you've written, you just put on a random beat, you know? They just spit over a random beat. That's a freestyle. Whatever.
Caviar on toast, I don't even know. 80K a night, man, they better do the most. All these other niggas been acting like they woke.
Yeah, this feels like a freestyle because he's mumbling in a bit. This feels like a freestyle. He's kind of figuring out the words. This feels more like a freestyle.
I ain't even know how bad they want to see me go. I ain't even know. Damn, I ain't even know. They want to see me go. Want to see me broke. Want to see my mom putting kids down on the floor. Down on the beans on the rocking out that soul is a low. Damn, I ain't even know. Yeah. Let me pipe it up. Yeah. Late Como, cigarette boat, cashmere sock, cashmere coat. Last year was funny, niggas had bad jokes. Now niggas see me out in person and they choke. What's up with your ice? You been good, I would hope. You nigga, you don't really wanna know. You got 2 eyes, you can see how shit go. You can tell the shit come with highs and the lows. Aperol spritz, caviar on toast, hairs getting poached. I don't even know. 80K a night, man, they better.
The amount of cars following him behind, bro. The amount of cars that are following behind him, bro. Jesus Christ.
Do the most. All these other pussies, they pretending like they woke. They don't need nothing, that's just mirrors in the smoke. Slipping down a slope. I ain't even know how bad they want to see me go.
That's hard. I like that. I'm not gonna lie. I like that. Pinocchio and Friends are back with ICEMAN. I don't know what Pinocchio and Friends are. What's this about? Legacy. I don't know what that is. And that's it so far. That's what we have so far. There's a Cash Cobain tune. No way. What's a Cash Cobain song? Let me hear this. Let me fucking hear this. Cash Cobain. Big stepping in whatever country. 18 years having. Okay, cool. Let me see this. What's this about? Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil this. This is a good snippet. I like that. That's a good snippet. I'm not gonna spoil that one. And the next track, the last one was there's a remix of Somebody Loves Me featuring Cash Cobain. Jesus, this should be good.
My bitch said she need a cash app, I'ma send that like high. I don't even wanna why, no my bitch so fly.
I gotta listen to this later. This sounds fucking fire. Big up Drake. ICEMAN episode 3 is out now. Go check it out if you want. Go and check it out if you want. Go and check it out if you freaking want. Talking about wanting something. Have you guys heard about this? Burning Man. Somebody died at Burning Man. A body was found in a pool of blood at the Burning Man festival. Some people are hypothesizing it could have been a sacrifice. Somebody's saying it could be foul play. Somebody's saying it could be misadventure. But somebody died at Burning Man and they found this person's body in a pool of blood at the festival. Pretty fucking scary shit. This sounds like what's that, Midsummer It sounds like it sounds like a plot of a fucking A24 movie. This sounds fucking scary. No cap. Burning Man, dead body found in pool of blood at the festival. A man has been found dead in a pool of blood at Burning Man Festival in Nevada, officials say. The man's body, described as a white adult, was found lying on the ground around 9 p.m. on Saturday at the Art and Music Festival in the Black Rock Desert, roughly 110 miles away from Reno. They said that he was discovered while the festival's large wooden effigy of a man at the center of the festival was engulfed in flames. Excuse me? So this body was found under the effigy. This sounds like a sacrifice to me, no? The body was found under the effigy. Hold on. It was discovered. Officials said the festival goer flagged down a sheriff's deputy and reported seeing a male suspect lying in a pool of blood. The sheriff's office set up a perimeter at the scene and has been treating it as a homicide, interviewing several participants. The body, which has not been identified, had been identified yet, I'm going to give it the update now, was taken to a medical examiner while the festival continued until 6 p.m. Jesus Christ, man. Capitalism, innit? Capitalism, innit? They found a body under an effigy or near an effigy in a pool of blood. And the festival still carried on. Jesus Christ, man. The festival, and I bet you, most likely, right? Most likely, they probably had the blast. You know, the knowledge of somebody passing away, kind of get in tune with your fucking spirit self and grounded with the surroundings. I bet you the rave that happened after they found that body was probably the best rave people that go there have ever been to. I bet you it was the best rave they've ever been to because of that fucking spooky feeling of somebody passing away a couple of hours before. Jesus Christ. On the ground, by the way, not just anybody, somebody on the ground. Although this act appears to be a singular crime, all participants should always be vigilant of the surroundings and acquaintance of the sheriff's office. Officials say the crime scene is being preserved, but the case is a complicated investigation as the makeshift Black Rock City where the event is located will be gone in the middle of the week. Yeah, so all evidence will be gone, so they have to kind of secure that spot as much as they can. Maybe it's all the conditions won't help with preserving some of the evidence. I'm not too sure. Burning Man organizers said that they were cooperating with the law enforcement and asked participants to not interfere with their investigation. The quote here says, "The safety and the well-being of our community is paramount." Their statement said, adding that the support services, including crisis support team, were available. Burning Man is the celebration of self-expression, which culminates in the ceremonial burning of its towering 40-foot effigy. Its origins have been traced back to the incarnation of the 8-foot wooden man in San Francisco Baker Beach in 1986, which eventually evolved into an annual gathering. So yeah, madness. But they have identified the guy. Unfortunately, courtesy of New York Times, there's official update here. Man from Russia, unfortunately, a guy from Russia called Vadim Kroglov, 37, was found lying in a pool of blood, authorities say. So R.I.P. Vladimir Kroglov, R.I.P. Vladimir Kroglov. What a fucking cruel way to go, man. You're at a festival, letting your hair down, you know, embracing yourself, tapping into your inner child, surrounding yourself with loved ones, especially a festival like Burning Man that's known to be one of the most like lovey-dovey ones because you don't have money, you have to barter, so that kind of forces a lot more communication and conversation. You know, people sleep in other people's vans and shit, swap things, you know. It's all really a community type of thing. I've even heard of people that have a really strong offline community away from the fucking Burning Man Festival, so you can only imagine, you know. So yeah, really feel bad for this kid, man. Really feel bad. It says, as you scroll here, a man was found dead lying in a pool of blood at Burning Man. The man was found obviously deceased on Saturday. Sheriff Jerry Allen from the Person County, Nevada, said in a statement his body was taken to the Washoe County Regional Medical Examiner's Office. Using fingerprints, sheriffs said in a statement that he was identified as Vadim Kroglov, 37. It was not immediately clear how Mr. Kroglov died. The medical examiner office did not immediately return requests for comment. The death prompted a homicide investigation by local and federal officials, which Sheriff Allen said was continuing. The sheriff's office asked the public on Monday to help identify the victim, who they said was 6 foot tall, weighed 200 pounds, had a short brown hair. Mr. Crockett's family had been notified. Can you imagine that call? Can you imagine that call? RIP to Vadim. Can you imagine that call? Can you imagine as a parent, you know, receiving that phone call that your kid that goes to festivals, that is a bit of a, you know, probably a bit of a free spirit, you know, whatever, has been to many places with no fucking hitch, no fucking issues. Can you imagine how heartbreaking it must be for the parents to suddenly see this person be like, yep, unfortunately your person has gone. Heartbreaking, man. Absolutely heartbreaking. RIP Vadim. Deputies responded to 1914 on Saturday to a report of the man on the ground. The report came on the festival's towering wooden sculpture, which is shaped like a man, was beginning to burn. Several participants who had been in the immediate area were interviewed. There's heavy law enforcement presence at the scene as multiple Nevada state agencies responded. In a statement, Burning Man said the festival was grieving the loss of the community member and offered their condolences to Mr. Kroglow's family. The organizer said the festival is assisting in the sheriff's office investigation. So yeah, RIP to Mr. Kroglow, man. You sometimes see a lot of this happening in like festivals or raves that I go to, because people get shitty drugs, right? They get drugs cut with fentanyl, drugs cut with rat poison, drugs cut with fucking, I don't know, whatever, horrible shit. And that's how people pass. Or nowadays, there's been a shift, I've felt like, with people sometimes passing because of misadventure, like just doing too much, you know? The kind of thing where they're drinking too much or they're not eating enough and then something tragic happens. So those things I'm kind of used to hearing. As macabre and as sad and as bad as they sound, I'm used to hearing that. I'm not used to hearing somebody getting murdered, allegedly, at a fucking festival. That sounds insane, you know? And the way, you know, the festival is with its spiritual kind of, you know, foundations, esoteric vibes, blah, 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 ritualistic, you know, your brain just goes to that easy fucking conclusion that something, you know, something crazy might have gone down. Something crazy might have gone down. But yeah, man, RIP to Vadim, RIP to Vadim, RIP to Vadim. I'm sitting here watching this clip courtesy of Electronic Beats, and I wanted to quickly give my opinion on it. The flipping caption or the blurb says as follows: behind the glamorous DJ life lies a whole different reality. It's not just about sold out shows and luxury flights. It's about strategy, resilience, building a sustainable career while staying true to yourself. We sat down with industry experts like Alma Ernst, Marcus Schultz, Spatlich, Celia Tosh to uncover the truth about making it as a DJ today. So let's see. Let's see what they say about the truth about making it as a DJ. Let's see what they say.
Upcoming artists mostly expect that the agent does the magic. So they would come to us and think we can provide them all the gigs and the fame or the sustainable career they're seeking for.
To be fair, I don't know nothing about agents. I don't know nothing about bookings. But if you're going to sign to an agency, if you're going to sign to a booking agency and they're taking 10, 20%, however much they take, right? Let's say 5 to 20%, it's probably 10%. I would expect you to bring me some gigs. I'm not going to lie. If I'm giving you 10%, I don't just want to have like a cool fucking headshot on your website. I don't want to have a cool headshot on your Instagram feed. If I'm giving you 10%, you better give me some fucking gigs. You know? I'm not signing to you just to fucking be a name on your roster or to make up to be a fucking part of a DEI hire or something, right? This is not your opportunity to give back or something. If you're gonna sign somebody or if somebody signs to an agency, I think there should be the fact that they're under the impression that the agency should be I wouldn't say it's providing all the gigs, but some of the gigs that you yourself as a DJ can't get, because there are some gigs as a DJ sending emails, sending SoundCloud links and whatever DMs. There are some gigs that you would never ever get unless you're like, you know, get introed by a booking agency. So that's why you would sign with them, I would imagine, if you're a DJ. But if they're saying that that's not the case, then that's really surprising. Or maybe I'm just naive and didn't know the realities of the industry. But I would have expected a booking agency to have like a Rolodex, you know, a list of fucking contacts that they would be able to kind of, you know, give you or tap you in with or something.
I had my issues with social media, also because I didn't feel like selling myself and I didn't know if I would want to jump on the train. I always saw...
That's a really bad way to talk about social media. It's not about selling yourself, it's just about showing people what you do, marketing yourself really. I understand marketing is like, basically marketing is selling, but still, like the idea that, you know, because it's almost like she's making it seem as if she's like prostituting herself on social media, and it really isn't that deep. It really isn't that deep. If you like to take pictures, if you like to draw, and you want to maybe share it with people, social media is a great way to share it with a bunch of people without leaving your home, you know? You don't have to fucking go anywhere. Some people don't like to share anything. There's probably a bunch of DJs out there that just mix for themselves, who create songs for themselves just to play at home and shit, or to give send to their friends. But if you're somebody that wants to maybe share it with the world and see what other people think, and maybe connect with other people, grow your fucking community, grow your friendship circle, extend your network, whatever you want to do, then social media is a good hack to do it. But I wouldn't necessarily say posting a clip of you DJing is selling yourself, you know? You're just posting something that you did, you know? It's not that dissimilar to posting a picture of you eating fucking avocado and toast. What does that mean? Does that mean you're a chef then? Does that mean you're fucking selling your ability to fucking rustle up a piece of fucking toast and avocado and shit? Come on, man.
Or that there's a chance to actually communicate your very own artistic vision.
All the artists that I know that made it big, basically at the beginning it was them being very raw, and this was picked up by people that saw the potential in that rawness.
I personally think, right, because everybody's so desperate to make it, I think just having fun and just playing for the fun of it, like I do now at the moment, I just approach DJing as like, imagine if I was playing golf. I don't play golf because I'm not fucking white, but I just approach DJing the same way. It's just a fun hobby. Really, that's it. It's nothing more. If something comes from it, cool. But for now, it's just a fun fucking hobby, you know, that you get to kind of, you know, learn some new skills which you don't usually do the older you get, right? It also kind of allows you to tap in maybe to different scenes, different subcultures. It allows you to travel a little bit. There really is nothing really, you know, there's nothing really more to do with it, to be honest. And I honestly do think we should, or myself anyway, I'm going to be pushing that, like the idea of just like playing for fun, playing just as a way to kind of show off your eclectic musical interest or your eclectic musical taste, playing just to kind of show off something that you've learned in a week, like spin backs and shit, rewinds and cut out whatever mixing techniques you've learned on the internet. I think that's perfectly fine, but the idea that everyone has to make it is really dumb as well. I don't like that personally. I don't like that energy.
Let's wait, we have time. You want to be there for 10 or 20 years.
You just want to do it for 10 or 20 years. If you enjoy doing something, why can't you just do it for as long as you fucking die? Until the day that you die, sorry. Why does it have to be like a timeline? Like, just, you know what I mean? It's not that big of a deal, man. That's what I would like to do. Just be able to do fun, cool things that you enjoy to do just for the sake of doing those fun, cool things.
The upcoming artist.
Yeah. So that's, I'm assuming there's a full video somewhere to check out. But yeah, I would personally think, I kind of agree with my girl Marie Montexia, how you pronounce her name? Apologies, but I agree with her and her point. She makes a really good point there. She says the responsibility of your career should always rest in your hands. I think that's true. Personally, I would avoid the word career. I think career is too heavy, it's too weighted, it's too expected, it's too entitled. Just, you know, whatever direction you want to go should be up to you, really and truly. But I think the main thing should be about having fun. The main thing should be about having fun. But I think where you go direction-wise should be completely up to you. But I am a little bit confused. Hopefully when I clip this and somebody can let me know in the comments down below if I'm dumb. But I am confused about that point that lady made about booking agencies and artists now signing up with them and feeling that they should expect something. I'm like, expect? Really? They said that it's incorrect for a DJ to expect gigs from a booking agency. I'm like, so why did I sign with you then? If I can't get gigs from you, why the fuck did I sign with you? I don't really understand that point. that kind of worried me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, that kind of worried me. Like, why would you sign with a booking agency if they're not gonna fucking give you gigs? You know, it doesn't really make any sense in that regard. But maybe I misunderstood what she was saying. Maybe I misunderstood what she was saying. There's also another clip I wanted to play here for you that kind of speaks upon a little bit about the changes in the scene and stuff, especially with the younger DJs coming up. And this is a very, very interesting... Hold on. This is a very interesting point, very interesting conversation. It's starring DJ Tennis. DJ Tennis is somebody that probably a lot of people should probably look up to more, because he made it quite late in life when it comes to DJing and shit. And he also came from being a manager of DJs, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was a manager first. So he kind of got that introduction to the scene, and then he started playing, and then, you know, eventually he turned into the legend that he is now. Well, DJ Tennis made a very interesting observation about Gen Z DJs coming up. I was thinking to myself, wow, man, I imagine how weird it is that this is the thing. But listen to what he says about Gen Z DJs and how they approach their craft and stuff. It's very interesting.
Because fish is healthy, it's balanced, but it's tasty. So definitely, probably, yeah, fish, grilled fish.
Grilled fish.
Yes.
So with all of these things happening, no, what were you going to say? Sorry.
No, I mean, if you do it for the rest of your life, you have to survive, you know?
Yeah, I see where you're thinking with this. He's forward thinking.
Yes.
Are you a big dessert person as well?
No, not really.
You're more of a savoury.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not really. I'm not into too much sugar in general.
Do you... Huh?
Am I in the right place? Hold on, I think I might have stopped in the wrong place. Let me just double check that I got the right timestamp. Go through the transcript. Let's do Jen. Where is it? There we go. There we go. It's 20. I went a bit too far. So here it goes, where he speaks a little bit about Gen Z. Around there. There we go. Here.
She grew up in Naples, and she's a proper Southern, like me. Southern Italian. So very passionate for food. Yes.
Who's not a good cook? Have you ever had a bad meal with someone?
Oh my God, yes. Like, who is a good cook? I'm not saying that literally who is a good cook. Nowadays, Gen Z don't cook.
Yeah, it's so true.
Like the more you go ahead, we grow up with the mom cooking. Restaurants was a luxury every month on a Sunday. Like now we're used to eat outside, to order food, the delivery. But like when I was a kid, it was going to a restaurant was like, oh, there must be a very, very special thing happening to me.
That's a really good point, though, isn't it? A lot of people don't really cook. I remember finding this out when I went to like a house party recently, and finding out like there are people who legitimately order food from delivery apps like Deliveroo, like Uber Eats and shit, 5 times a week. 5 times, especially when at work. Some guy that I spoke to actually orders from those delivery services to his workplace. Not too sure if that's laziness or something, but imagine being at work and not having even the strength to go downstairs quickly and, I don't know, buy a sandwich from a local store, go in fucking Tesco's and get a meal deal, go to a restaurant, I don't know, whatever. Everyone's just like buying stuff and getting it ordered, which you always see if you go to parts of like Liverpool Street, you go to parts of Shoreditch, you go to parts of Brixton and stuff, you'll see a bunch of people pulling up to certain fucking co-working spaces and shit, especially around lunchtime from like 12 till 3, dropping off fucking food and shit. But that's so bizarre because I've always essentially had a meal prep. I've always had some sort of lunch I pack myself. Like if I was working in the office 5 days a week, I would at least have my lunches packed for me for the 4 days. Maybe I might not be able to spec it out for the whole 5, but I'll at least have 4. And usually on the day that I didn't bring lunch with me and I end up buying something, I end up regretting it as soon as I ate it. I was like, oh shit, I should have just brought my own thing, you know? You end up kind of being a little bit disappointed. That's what happens when you start making your own lunches. You kind of long for having a lunch outdoors or outside or buy a lunch, whatever. But then when you finally buy it, you're like, I should have just made it myself. But yeah, you don't really hear people cooking that much, which is interesting too, because I feel like nowadays, like we're in a great renaissance of cooking content. I don't think there's ever been a time in history where we've had better cooking content. There's so much, like before I used to watch like I used to watch Anthony Bourdain Parts Unknown to find out restaurants, to discover new places. Now you discover new places. By the way, RIP and Anthony Bourdain, the fucking legend. But now you discover places just checking your Instagram. You don't have to fucking go anywhere. Pretty gnarly.
Today to go to the restaurant. So we had to learn literally to cook for ourselves. Also at home, when I was coming back from school with my sister, my parents were working and I had to cook for her. So that's how I learned. Like, so now Gen Zs, like some of the Gen Z or anyway, like younger artists or younger DJs, any manual kind of work doesn't exist. It's like I manage 10 other people to do what like.
That's insane, isn't it? Imagine, honestly, I'd love to hear this directly from a Gen Z DJ. These Gen Z DJs don't even want to do anything. They'd rather hire assistants for themselves to do the things that they don't want to do. Carry their bags, do their social... To be fair, you do see a lot of younger DJs coming up who seem to, even when they're not that popping, they have like a little mini social media team. You can clearly see somebody's running that. Like somebody's at the back doing all that shit, you know, zooming in and out, tapping fucking zoom, tapping out, rotating the, you know, you can kind of see it happening. So there's some of these guys definitely have a team. It's fucking wild. Imagine just being like a local act, right? Somebody just trying to, you know, push it out there, get your name out there and shit. But you already got a whole fucking team that rolls with you to these little gigs that you do. I fucking love it, man.
You have cook for me, fill my USB key, choose my clothes.
That's really concerning, by the way. I hope he's joking. I hope that's just a joke. But if it's true that Gen Z DJs are requesting that their booking managers, their label owners, fill their USB with new releases, fill their USB with, I don't know, tunes that they can play out, instead of doing what all DJs do since the beginning of time, which is go record digging and find your own fucking tracks and play them and fuck around with them and see if they work or not, and then decide how they're going to work in your sets. Now Gen Z is like, nah, I signed to you. You got to find the tunes for me. You got to send me the tunes. I can't go and look for them. You got to send it to me. Pre-packaged in a nice little zip drive. Already pre-installed, already pre-uploaded, pre-fucking tagged, you know, on fucking record box and then fucking exported onto a USB for you. That's fucking crazy if true. Absolutely crazy if true.
Like literally, which is like the future of management.
Yeah. It's so true.
But yeah, big up the Gen Z DJs out there. Yeah, big up the Gen Z DJs making booking managers, making managers in general really work for their money. These motherfuckers have had it long, have had it easy for way too long. So big up all the booking managers out there who are making these motherfuckers really work for their money. You love to see it. You love to see it. Talking about things you don't love to see. Talking about things you don't love to see. The band Neighbourhood have announced that they are getting back together. It's the end of their hiatus and they decided to rehire the drummer that was originally booted out the group, which then eventually led to the Neighbourhood breaking up because the drummer allegedly sexually assaulted the lead singer of Mariah's. This happened a few years ago. I remember when this kind of broke story. Really sad and heartbreaking because the Mariah's kind of, you know, she poured her heart out on social media about the situation. And then a bunch of other women kind of spoke up about how this guy, I think his name is Brendan Fried or something, I've got his fucking name, the drummer for fucking Neighbourhood, how he'd been known for doing that to other girls as well. So a pretty shitty situation. But this also happened, if I'm not mistaken, around the Me Too era, you know, around the cancel culture at its peak sort of era. So I'm wondering now, if the Neighbourhood getting back together, although Neighbourhood are not that, you know, they're not that well known of a band, they have a couple decent good tunes, but you know, no one would fucking cry if they didn't get back together again. But I wonder if them deciding to get back together and immediately rehire the drummer that led to their breakup in the first place and who did a fucking Mazzoline, I wonder if them doing this is an indicator again that, you know, cancel culture is done. We're kind of moved past that era. You know how Trump kind of signified or represented the kind of, you know, way back from that when he got fucking elected and shit. I wonder if the Neighbourhood getting back together is another sign of that. We are now in this like post Me Too, post-cancel culture world where the bands that got in trouble for some dicey shit, if they took enough time to just sit out and be quiet, if they come back, you know, quietly, no one will notice and they can get back to work again. It's pretty wild, isn't it? Curse of the Enemy. It says the band went on an indefinite break in 2021, and the following year, Mariah Zardoya, the lead singer of the pop band The Mariahs, came forward with allegations of the drummer Brandon Fried groping her. She put the accusations forward on Instagram stories, urging the Neighbourhood to fire the stickman. Bada, that's funny that they call him a stickman, isn't it? Because in like colloquial terms, some people refer to stickmen as guys who fuck a lot, or guys that have, like, you know, a certain caliber of like previous fucking conquests and shit. So it's funny that they call drummer stickmen when the guy that allegedly did whatever to Mariah is obviously a drummer as well. It continues, it says, the Neighbourhood, she described him as a complete creep. Mariah Zardoya from the Mariahs. Her update read, I was at Fried was kicked out of the band. He responded to the accusation by saying that his actions were inexcusable and intolerable, and that he was seeking help from the problems with alcohol and substance abuse. So that happened, obviously. And then this is, I remember, was the original screenshot, if I'm not mistaken. Where's the original screenshot? That's the original screenshot of the Mariah's lady accusing the drummer of the Neighbourhood of sexually assaulting her. It says the following: I was at a bar last night and I was groped under the table by Brandon Fried, the drummer of the Neighbourhood. It was one of the most uncomfortable things I've ever experienced. I felt an invasion of my space, privacy, and body. The Neighbourhood, y'all need a new drummer. This guy's a complete creep. And that's the thing that I'm surprised about. Like, is this Brandon Fried guy really that good of a drummer, really that great of a drummer, that the Neighbourhood would risk getting cancelled again, getting all this blowback, getting fucking harassed, just so they can bring a drummer back? You know, couldn't just get a new drummer and then still come back anyway? Wouldn't that work out the same way? It's a weird situation. The Neighbourhood, let's continue. This is at the time it happened. Another screenshot from her story, or from the story from the Neighbourhood, sorry, in response to what she said. We are grateful to the Mariah for coming forward. We have zero tolerance of any kind of inappropriate behavior towards women. As a result of Brandon's actions, he will no longer be a member of the Neighbourhood. So, you know, I don't get it. What happened there? At the time it happened, they were disappointed and they kicked him out. Now these years have gone past, they're acting like it wasn't a big deal when it was clearly a big deal. And then another screenshot here from Brandon Fried. He says as follows, at the time anyway, it says, I'm terribly sorry to Maria, sorry. My actions were inexcusable and intolerable. They are not reflective of who I am as a person. Too late, mate. Everyone thinks you're a fucking, you know, you're a diddler. But clearly the reflection of who I became under the influence. Always blaming the drugs and the alcohol for being a complete piece of shit. It's evident that I must address my problems with the alcohol and substance abuse, which I'm now seeking help for. I want to apologize to women who have been victims in any behavior that has left them feeling uncomfortable or violated. Everyone feels like that about you, bro. Allegedly, he used to apologize to the world, I've heard, but who knows. I'm also sorry for the Neighbourhood and our fans for letting them down. So yeah, that was the original statement when it happened. But now all of a sudden things have changed, and the Neighbourhood wrote this statement. In November 2021, after 10 years together, the Neighbourhood went on an indefinite hiatus. As we entered our early 30s, we were faced with life outside of the band for the first time in our adult life. Breakups, family struggles, personal challenges. In November 2022, it became evident that Brandon's struggles with substance abuse needed immediate attention, and we agreed it best for him to get away from focus on recovery. To those who spoke up and what? So they're acting as if they agreed to help him crash out so that he would get what type of shit is this? It was best for him to step away and focus on his recovery. To those who spoke up and helped to bring this to light, thank you. Your courage helped us get our friend the support he needed. Our friend, sorry, but you sexually assault somebody, you're not my friend. We are proud of Brandon, the changes he has made, and the progress he continues to make in his life. being in each other's lives for over 20 years. When one of us is going through something, it impacts all of us. In November 2024, the 5 of us reunited in the studio. Thank you to everyone who kept the music alive while we were away. We couldn't have been honored to do so and write the next chapter. So, I don't know. It feels a bit weird. It feels a bit icky, you know, after everything that's gone down with him. But again, you know, she played it quiet, she played it cute, did the opposite of a Young Thug, and came out and no one's really questioned her. You know what I mean? Ever again. It's just been one of those things like, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Okie dokie. Big up everybody in the stream chat. Big up everybody tuning in, locking in live. Big up everybody locking in after the fact. I appreciate every single one of you. So the Neighbourhood is back together. They're going to be doing a tour soon. I don't really understand why they don't really just kick that guy out of the band. But here we are. Here we are. Here we are. To end the article, it says as follows. Where's the end of the article? Just to kind of round this up for you. In November, it isn't clear when the new material for the group is being announced. Around the hiatus, Jesse Rutherford dropped music outside the group with these. Yeah, that band Valley Girl was pretty good actually. Jesse Rutherford, I'm surprised he dropped that. He didn't really put much out, did he? He made, I think there was one song Valley Girl put out. I think I might have played that as my song of the day once actually. It was one song, but I don't know if he put anything else out because that project was actually pretty decent for Jesse Rutherford. But maybe it just took way too much time to kind of get it sorted. I don't know, but I'm surprised he didn't continue with it. Valley Girl, yeah, there you go. Valley Girl, the artist, right? Let's see, artist on my thing here. Can't find it on my Apple Music. Maybe it's been taken down, but still, the band uploaded the 4-track demo on YouTube. Oh yeah, true, it's not on Apple Music. Without sharing any details of what they were, the only details of the credits that the demos are produced by a bigwig hardcore producer and Taylor Young and another person called Colin. The first performance in 2024, opening a 6-band bill at the midnight hour, in San Francisco. So yeah, let's see how it plays out. Again, I think it's a very risky move. Your group broke up because one of your bandmates was being an abuser, and now you get back with that guy because what, you felt everyone's moved on. Like, I don't know, it sounds a bit nuts. You just probably disavow the guy totally, do you know what I mean? When someone's been accused of what he's been accused of and shit's like, Jesus Christ, how far can you go? How far can you go? Okay, cool. So we did that. And then I also wanted to touch upon a little bit of this. Where is it? Oh, damn, I got it on the wrong tab, haven't I? Like an absolute donkey. Okay, cool. There we go. Let's talk about the fucking thumbnail. Let's talk about the thumbnail. Big up BKCHAT. BKCHAT once again doing what BKCHAT does, and they broke the internet. Everyone was complaining the other day that they won't be watching it and they don't care, and this makes us all look bad and people should grow up, and everyone's having some very mature, very insightful, very eye-opening, very just, you know, grown-up conversations regarding this whole thing, innit? And you know, what is pluses and minuses were. But obviously with it breaking the internet now, it kind of proves that unfortunately this sort of stuff does have an audience for it. The video's probably racking up hundreds of thousands of views, so it kind of is what it is. I don't personally like it. I wouldn't want to be there, but I guess, you know, certain kids, certain guys, whatever, enjoy it. So let them enjoy their thing. Let them enjoy their bloody thing. But I want to hear what you have to say anyway. This guy's gone viral. If I'm not mistaken, the clip that I have heard, he's gone viral for essentially saying with his big chest that he's not a fan of black women in general, or he doesn't date them, you know? Which is funny because I don't think any of the girls there would want him anyway. But anyway, we digress. Let's hear what happened that caused that reaction. We don't know, but let's just continue anyway, regardless. And let's play and see what this guy said, because I'm curious to see what he said in totality that got everyone really pissed off.
Nah, that you want to no. Here's why I don't date black women. Listen,
their faces, bro. Their faces. Their fucking faces. Look at their faces. Like, what? Why would you admit this on the big internet? Big up Remain Relevant. Why would you fucking admit this on the big black internet? Like, wow.
Listen to me when I'm talking to you lot. Listen, but you lot don't like to listen.
Jesus Christ, bro. He's on some rage thing, innit? Why does he come in so angry? Listen to you when I'm talking to you, you know? God damn.
I don't date black women because you don't like to get put in your place.
Which place?
You don't like it to get... I like that those girls are quite understanding. They didn't interrupt him straight away. When he said I don't like to date black women, they let him breathe. Like, you know what? Everyone's got their preference. He might have had a bad experience with a couple, whatever. They just let it lie. And then as soon as he said, put them in your place, the explosion, that was brilliant. Fucking great comedic to value that.
Your place. And when you get put in your place, you think you got taught like a man.
That's why they were cheating on you.
He got... By the way, he's lying. That doesn't happen. That doesn't... When do girls that don't get like to... What? When do girls that don't like to get put in their place suddenly start talking like a man to then what, assert their place, to kind of go like bro for bro with you, like, huh? Shoe for shoe, punch for punch. Like, that's not gonna happen. Like, come on, let's be fucking clear. This incel rage that these guys have of like one day putting on their or just, you know, wrapping up their hands and just like wailing on their misses is a bit weird.
Then
you're not men.
That's why they were cheating on you.
Stay in your place.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Why do his lips look that way? I'm really curious to know. Why does his lips look that way? Why is his lips that color? They look kind of grayish. My initial theory was that he might be one of those psychos that, you know those little helium bullets, canister things that you see always on the ground near a club or near, you know, a high street somewhere because people have been doing a ton of balloons. I wonder if he's one of those fucking nutcases that buys those canisters but then just takes that balloon thing straight to the mouth or straight to the face, and maybe doing so has led to some discolorization or something. I don't know. But that tint, that hue is very bizarre on his lips. Not gonna lie. No fucking gamma and shit. I mean, that shit is really, really not where it's meant to be. But let's continue with this guy.
Place.
Cheated on you multiple times.
Yeah, I know.
Because
I know. And that's why I'm never going to be in your proper member again. Yeah, I'm not with black women because you don't like to get put in your place.
Apologies,
listen, listen.
Apologies.
Also, would you want to have a girl be like, why would you want to date a girl that lets you put them in their place anyway? I never understood that, right? Because that would mean she would be quite insecure, she wouldn't be confident, you know, she'd be easily manipulated. Like, you don't really want your girl to be easily manipulated, you know? You kind of want your girl, you kind of want your partner to kind of be able to call you out on your bullshit, to be able to sniff you, like to sniff out your shit straight away. And be able to realize, you know, if you're chatting shit, if you're adding spice to the rice and shit. Why would you want to be with somebody that wants to be a lapdog? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Apologies where?
Apologies.
Oh wait, you just wait. Did she just shoot? Did she just shoot? Go, where's your hair?
This guy came on pure smoke, man. He came on pure... I don't know if he did this on purpose to like go viral, or if he legitimately has these views and opinions. But one thing is for certain, he's way too old for this, man. He's way too old. That's why I said when the trailer came out, I would have much preferred to have seen like Gen Z kids on this than see these guys who are probably millennials and stuff. They're too old. I would love to have seen what Gen Z's approach is to dating, what their fucking preferences are, what they hold sacred, what they hold valuable, whatever. I would have liked to have seen that personally, than just seeing all these, you know, for lack of a better term, washed up people trying their hardest to fucking remain relevant during the international break, which is going to be brutal for a few of them. But some of them have kind of, you know, tried to make it work. But yeah, this guy, I don't know what he's coming this for, but whatever he has come in it for, whatever he wanted, he's probably far exceeded it because he seems to be everywhere. So I guess that's how this life fucking works. You go from 1 minute being in obscurity, and next minute you're hanging out with all the big dogs. But this guy won't be hanging out any big dogs, I don't think, anytime soon.
Where's your hair? Where's your hair? Once you talk about black women's hair, you're on your own, my guy. You're on your own. I was with you. Like, he's allowed to have a preference. You know, he's trying to talk about how she's held him down.
I'm just not, but you can have a preference, but if you as a big black man are coming on fucking streams and talking about you don't like black women, there's something wrong with you. Do you know what I mean? Like, not liking your own race is bizarre to me. I'm not really in for people that have preferences in race anyway. I think it's bizarre, personally. I think it's very odd when people kind of rule out a huge swath of people just because of their race. But I do think it's very, very, very strange if you're a black dude and you've just don't have a preference for black women, or you don't like them at all. It's very strange. I find that very odd. Like, what's up with you, guy? Do you know what I mean? What's up with you? You can not be with one at that moment, but not liking them across the board is fucking wild.
And picking up his Asian queen, but the moment you went for the hair, my guy, you was on your own. You're gonna have to deal with it. Yeah.
By the way,
you're gonna have to deal with it.
Asian queen. We're gonna cover that in a minute. But his Asian queen doesn't look that Asian to me. So I'm wondering, was he lying about his queen's racial heritage or whatever background, or did his queen lie to him? You know, back in the day, how when you were in school, or at least for me anyway, there would be a bunch of girls who, I don't know why we even believed them, maybe because they were pretty as well at the time. But I remember there was a bunch of girls I went to school with who used to say they were like Nigerian and Brazilian. They used to legitimately say with a fucking straight face that they were like half Brazilian, half Nigerian. It's like, what? But I never said what back then. I just agreed and fucking nodded in my head like a fucking good little boy. But yeah, I've always wanted to ask like what that connection was, because that connection is a little bit racy dicey. But you know, most people don't give a shit about these type of things, but some people do.
By yourself, my brother.
Take off your head,
triggered.
Where's your hair?
You're triggered.
Where's your hair? I'm triggered. I said I was triggered. Did I not say I was triggered? Where's your hair? Where's your hair?
You gotta have more insults, man. If you're gonna do the whole like anti-black people thing, black women thing, you gotta have more insults. You can't just come with hair jokes. You know what I mean? You gotta come with more. You gotta start going for things. But maybe he's not saying more things because he doesn't want her to say more things about him. I don't know. But you gotta come with more. You can't just be yapping about hair, because you know every black girl in the world does something to their hair to some extent. So you're gonna be fighting a losing battle there, unless you know this guy enjoys getting whooped on, which I don't think he does. But yeah, let's continue.
Where's your hair?
Show me your hair.
No, he's brave. He's brave.
Take off your eyelash.
Take off
your eyelash.
You're praying.
Take off your makeup.
You're praying because you got cheated on 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Is that true? Did he actually get cheated on a bunch of times? That's why he's got this like incel rage going on here.
7, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
There is a brand of guys I've seen online, especially on social. There's this one black guy that keeps like playing pranks on his wife and stuff. That's a bit, you know, upsetting to watch and shit. You know, it doesn't seem like she's in on the joke as much as he is. But I have noticed there's a new breed, a new brand, a new branch of guys who exist out there who you could say they kind of embody incel rage, but they aren't incels because they're in relationships and they have children and shit. So you can't necessarily call them an incel by definition. But I have seen a bunch of people who kind of emit that kind of vibe, that kind of aura, you know? And I wonder what's happening in the world right now that's making that be a thing. Why is that aura? Like, you know what I mean? There's something going on as a reaction, but I think I've seen this caricature or this kind of personality, this avatar, right? This stereotype, this guy, I think I've seen it in various different guises across different fucking platforms of social. I'm pretty sure I have. Let's
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wait for it.
Jumping.
And I'll bring my natural hair Indian woman in here now.
And then what?
She looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on your
Indian queen. Saying you don't like black women, but then you're dating an Indian person is really funny, by the way. I'm not gonna lie. Saying you're not into black women, but you want to date Indian women is very funny to me. There's just something funny about it. Just, you know. It's like, huh, okay.
But the crowd was silent. The crowd was silent.
Fake hair.
The crowd was silent.
Why is he so angry? This clip is very purposely edited, so I don't know what the argument was, but he seems very, very angry. I don't understand the anger though, you know? I understand you can have your preference, this discussion, debate without it descending into this, where he looks like he wants to throw a chair at that girl. He looks like he wants to fucking double leg her or something. It's like, brother, I don't think it's that deep. She disagrees with your points or disagrees maybe with your position on certain things, so you just kind of keep it moving. Doesn't need to, you know, end up being some fucking full SWAT thing, whatever going on there. But you know, I guess you got to do what you got to do. But big up BKCHAT for making sure that they are on the algorithm. Then to obviously give you an update regarding that situation, people found out, right? Oh no, actually there's 2 clips. There's another clip I got to play for you. But people actually found out people actually found out what his Asian queen looks like. And, you know, now the issue isn't what she looks like, because I think when he said Asian, I just assumed he was talking about, you know, people from maybe China and shit. But I guess he was saying more Pakistani Indian. I think that's what he meant. But the really sad thing about this situation is that this Muppet, this guy's, you know, unhinged rant, this guy's attack, this guy's fucking aggression, whatever it was that he had going on towards those girls, has, you know, had an effect, on his wife. And now people are coming after her on social. That's a really sad part about this story. He can be an idiot. He can say what the fuck he wants. He can be fucking crazy. But it's kind of unfair for somebody that's not even part of the show, an innocent fucking bystander, victim person, to now be getting fucking body shamed, to now be getting insulted, trolled, whatever, harassed. I find that really fucking awful. So, you know, another example about, you know, be careful who you go with, because some of these guys out here are fucking mad. This guy's out here going on shows, arguing with women, talking down on them, and then making his queen look bad. Because if you're out here disrespecting women in public, guess what people are going to think? They're going to think, rah, what do you do to your girl at home? Or some girls are going to be fucking calling out your girl for like not teaching you manners. And now everyone's fucking attacking her for what she looks like and shit. It's just, you know, it's a bit mad, man. It's a bit mad. It's not nice. And I'd imagine as well, he's probably one of those type of guys that, you know, those like natural hair conversations. He's probably the type of guys that says to her when they're alone, you know, like, look at your natural hair. Black women would want this so much. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Like, he probably denigrates and fucking kicks down and, you know, disrespects his own race in front of his own girl. Most likely, I bet he does. I bet he's one of those type of people. And then, obviously, the guy responded to all the fucking backlash. This quote is really true as well. Your wife holding collateral damage because you're shouting in the kitchen is crazy. Exactly. But the guy did respond. He did finally respond to all the backlash. So I'm curious to hear what he has to say. And I also want to know, does he explain why his lips are that color? Because it is kind of wild, isn't it? How grey his lips are. I wonder if that's just what happens if you're his skin color, and you smoke a bunch. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. But let's hear what he has to say. Let's hear from Ginger J. Is that his name? Ginger J. Hilarious. Let's hear Ginger J's explanation for why he crashed out that way. What's happening? Why can't I hear this? Oh, I can't hear it for some reason. Let me refresh the screen here. Cool, let's go.
Alright.
Already that intro, I know he's on some joke thing. Already with that intro, I know he's on some joke thing. This guy's not going to be serious. I already know he's on some joke thing with the intro alone.
Alright. Brief. Go and watch the episode. Go and watch it. Everyone.
Look at his voice now. Look at his voice now. Is this his apology voice? Look at the tone. Look at the sound. Look at the fucking volume. Look at. Can you hear his voice now? Watch the show later. You should have stood 10 toes. I would have respected if he stood 10 toes down. Stand 10 toes down. Pull your fucking girlfriend or wife into the shot. Let her sit on your lap and just start talking mad shit about black girls. That's what you should be doing. You know, if you're really about that life, if you really think you're a bad boy, that's what you should be doing. But he doesn't, because he doesn't want to cause her any issues, himself any issues. But that's what they should really do. Would that happen? Likely not. Let's continue with this guy.
No, I'm not saying everyone. There's been loads of people waiting for tuning to see me say something about something. The only thing I'm going to say is go and watch the episode. The clip is there for you lot to go and watch, so you can have a full understanding of the conversation that took place.
Brother, I don't need the full context of hearing you say, you know, this is why I don't black girl, and you spend whatever minutes of that video trashing black women. I'm cool on that, mate. I'm fucking cool.
So that is all I'm saying at this moment in time, because everything's coming back, and it's like 95%.
You know what's mad about this too? I wonder when they filmed this. I wonder if it's like shows where they filmed this ages ago, and now all of a sudden this guy is getting all this hate online, and he might have genuinely changed since then. But I wonder when it was actually filmed, because that would be fucking hilarious if true. That whole entire time she was just hating. Let's continue.
Of the stuff that I'm getting back is from people that are just saying, seen the clip. And it's like, Okay, did you follow what the clip said and went and watched the episode? No. So go and watch the episode, guys.
Nah, we're good, man. You actually ruined the show. I bet you there's some people now that won't actually watch the episode just because of that clip. So it had the opposite effect. Some people watch the clip, obviously, on Twitter and other social media platforms, but maybe the people that used to transfer over to an album are not the same people, you know? That's the real problem. They're not the same people at all. At fucking all. So we're in a weird freaking place. A weird freaking place.
And then do your tagging me in stories. I see the man them and gal them tagging me in stories, and you've watched the clip.
I don't know what this guy is so pressed about people watching the clip, man. You came across really terribly. No clip is going to save you or make that correct what you said. You said what you said. You did what you did. I guess you now have to face the consequences, isn't it? And I'm, like I said in the past, I'm like a big free speech absolutist, you know what I mean? I'm all for it, man. Say whatever the fuck you want, but you always have to be, in my opinion, somewhat aware of the repercussions, as fucking Brennan would say. You have to be aware of it. You can't just be ignorant to it. You have to be aware that shit could go left and then bang, you know? You could be somewhere else. Was it somewhere? I don't know which one it was, but regardless, he's out here. I wonder how often we're going to get these clips on BKCHAT. I heard some people saying they're over it, but I don't think they are because, you know, Love Island, if I'm not mistaken, didn't get renewed for another show or something. It's like, brother and sisters, man. Ay. I wonder when that kid's getting another 2,000, whether his kid needs fucking tuition fees and shit. Oy. An absolute mad one. Absolute mad one in terms of the situation. But hey, we'll get that sorted one way or another. One way or a freaking another. I think this is the same clip, right? With Mummy Issues. I think this is the same clip, I'm not mistaken. I think it's the same one. Yeah, I think it's the same one. I'm pretty sure it's the same one. I'm pretty sure it's the same fucking clip.
Nah, that. You wanna no, here's why I don't date black women.
That's so aggressive, isn't it? It's such an aggressive bar. And the girls' faces as soon as they heard that, like, what? Oh my god, what a fucking psycho. What an absolute fucking psycho. But big up him anyway. Big up him anyway. Big up him anyway. Okie dokie, people. That has been the Agostino Zinga Show. Episodio. What is it? 938, right? 938. Thank you for tuning in, checking me out. If it's your first time tuning in the show via the YouTube, you know what to do. Smash like, hit subscribe. If you're listening via the podcast app, you have to do any of that. Just share the show with all your family and friends. That'd be greatly appreciated. As you listen to the audio side of things, you would hear my tune of the day. My tune of the day is by the one and only Joey Badass. And it's from his recently released album, which is really good. I really enjoyed it. Boom bap type of shit again, carrying on from what I listened to with Westside Gun. So he's got a new album out, Joey Badass, and the Cops decided to really, you know, put the beats in him a little bit and secure him very, very well. But still, regardless, the album's fucking amazing, so I recommend you check it out. My tune of the day from this particular album is going to be Underwater. My tune for this particular album I'm going to play as my outro is going to be Underwater. Those of you watching the show live, if you're watching live, you'll be transferred or redirected to the random show, which will be starting in about 5-10 minutes. But thank you for tuning into Excellent Zinga Show episode number 938. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Peace.
A mile away, I find a way to stop myself and slow down. Running in my own pace, ain't got no time to waste. I'm counting down all my days, I gotta let it go now. It's written all all over my face, I'm spinning all over the place. I can't get a moment of break, I think I'm about to break down. And I just might beat the brakes of a truck. I'm close to the edge, I just might slip. I'm sick in the head, and I know that shit's too long since I seen a dead piss. Feel like most death, I ain't hearing shit that my homie said. Been grieving ever since I found out that my homie dead. Told me hold my head, but my client said he got tears flowing like broken levees in New Orleans. Trying to stay alive by any means. These days got a lot of enemies. Feeding off of my energy lately, been channeling my energy, trying to reawaken my kundalini. No God talking to me through my dreams. I'm just trying to figure out what it means. Do I stick it out or go a different route? If I change course, will you come with me? Heard they coming for me, so I keep a peace to protect my peace. Gotta watch my six when I cross these streets. I ain't no vegan, I ain't scared of no beef. Let's cut straight to potatoes and meat. Mama was a dust, so I gotta be. Please don't pull a demon out of me. I ain't never been a trouble starter, I'm a troubleshooter, bitch. Please don't bother me. Got a lot of stress, please don't be the reason I release it out of me. My head is hot, but the black is hot. Red dot, I'm a top shotter with a switch, nigga. Stop deflecting, what's the bigger picture? See my reflection when out the picture. A broke nigga, no, I can't fix you. What's 6 figures so rich? Who you mad at, me yourself? How contagious is your mental health? Deep down, you been swimming in doubt. Shit, you might be as good as Michael Phelps. On the low, this is the lowest you felt. But your pride too high just to ask for help. See, you the problem, I figured you out. How I know, cause I know myself. But I'm stuck underneath. It's like I'm trapped and I just can't seem to free myself. Sometimes I feel like I can't breathe, like I'm underwater trying to reach for the surface, but I'm stuck underneath. It's like I'm trapped and I just can't seem to free myself. Girl, you save me from myself, darling. Come closer and catch me from falling. No one knows how bad I want it. Spend my whole life waiting for this moment. Girl, you save me from myself, darling. Come closer and catch me from falling. No one knows how bad I want it. Spend my whole life waiting for this moment. Up for air in the whirlpool of despair. That's where I face my fear. Keep on in my lifeboat, I'm in deep water, no life jacket. Just trying to stay afloat.